Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, and I'm Denise.
And welcome back to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. We've got a great show today. One of the things we're going to be talking about is a piece that we did with Reggie Reg, and it was a fundraiser for him. We also had some fun with the AKAs and just talking about some of the great things they're doing out into the community. And there was a very powerful, impactful piece that happened down at St. Stephen's Church talking about empowerment and bringing it back to the West End. And we've got a lot more. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
The morning show is the best that there is. Period.
Yeah, come on, champ, don't you make me.
Oh, I can work it around. We are here as usual.
That's too much. This the one.
We right here.
You wake up and catch me from 6 to 10 on your number one station for R&B, Magic 101.
We got an opportunity to catch up with a group of people that were doing something pretty fantastic for someone that everybody knows in the community, and they call him DJ Reggie Reg. So take a look at this. Well, I'm here with Monica Bizzle, and we're here for a karaoke night, and it's to celebrate and to help out a great friend who has been in the music industry, entertainment industry in Louisville for a very long time, and his name is Reginald Gaston, better known as DJ Reggie Reg. And tell us about this event tonight and how it all came together.
Okay. Hi, my name is Monica Bizzle. I am sitting in for Reggie as a karaoke DJ on Sunday evenings here at Jerry Green's. Miss Lynn Hall, Reggie's mother, is actually celebrating her birthday tonight. So we already had the birthday celebration planned, but Miss Lynn, Jerry Green, and myself, and Miss Cheryl Woods, we all individually had the idea of doing a benefit for Reggie to raise some money, considering his current circumstance. So we thought, why not incorporate it with the Louisville Karaoke Reunion? It's another event we're celebrating tonight, along with the birthday celebration of Miss Lynn. So we decided to, for the benefit to raise money, we're doing the silent auction. We're also doing a 50-50 raffle. We're doing wine tasting and a wine basket giveaway. And all proceeds that I brought in this evening will be awarded to Reggie.
And what do you think this is going to mean to Reggie? Because he's been a person that's always been the giver, and now he's on the opposite end.
You're absolutely right. And him and I have had a conversation about this. He was crying on the phone in the conversation because I know how appreciative and humble this situation has made him. He's very humble. He's excited. He pretty much knows, but he doesn't know all the details. So he is going to be very appreciative of what the community, who he has supported for all these years, has come back together to support him in his time of need. So
tell us about some of the items that you have on the silent auction that people are going to be bidding on tonight.
Okay, so the items on the silent auction were, of course, all donated by local businesses, as well as some friends and family of Reggie and myself. So we have donations from the wine company over at Miss Cheryl Woods, Wining Widows, it's her wine company. We have donations from Spalding University of tennis shoes and warm-up suits. We have tickets to multiple events, including your event for the jazz concert for September the 6th. Also, there is a stage play coming on September the 21st, which I will be a member of the cast. It's called My DNA Made Me Do It, Ty Good Production. We have some VIP tickets donated for that. We have a couple of cigar vendors that have donated cigar packages. We have some bourbon donations. We have a smart ring for like a smartwatch ring. Then we also have a power bank that was donated by our photographer. My son has a clothing line, his own personal business called Smooth King, and he's donated some of his attire.
So a lot of different areas have been covered.
Yes.
So if people weren't able to get here tonight and they want to figure out how they can help and contribute to this, what's that contact information? How do they reach out?
Okay, so I will give my personal information right now because I don't know Reggie or Miss Lynn's number by heart. You can contact me on Facebook. I am Monica Monique Bizzle Also, you can inbox me if you have a donation you would like to give. My cell number is 502-836-8798. Or if you would prefer to give your donation to Lynn or Reggie directly, reach out to me and I will give them their contact information at that time.
Well, it's a pleasure catching up with you, and congratulations on
Thank
such
you.
a great event.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for your donation.
You know, I think it was great how the community kind of came together behind him and just really helping him and just showing the love for him and all that he's done for the community in terms of giving back.
Yeah, I mean, just Reggie Reg himself, he is just has a spirit about him that is so giving and generous anyway, and to see that kind of love boomerang back to him made sense, ultimately.
You are correct.
And, you know, all the prayers still go out for his recovery, and I know he's going to pull through and do only as he can do.
We'll take another break, and we'll be right back.
The morning rap. Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Bill's #1 for hip hop.
Early in the morning.
96.
Got the opportunity to catch up with some of the members of the Divine Nine, and they are the AKAs, and they are doing some fabulous things out in the community. So take a look at this. Well, we like to cover the Divine Nine. Why? First of all, because I'm a part of it, and we think it is an excellent organization, and it represents the very best as it relates to Greek and Greekdom. And today we're here with the AKAs, and I'm going to cheat. It's the Eta Omega chapter, and I'm here with
Letitia Cahoon.
and Gladys Barclay.
Right.
So you all are doing this great event, and it's called
It's called Glam in the Game, our Denim and Pearl event. Yeah.
So tell us how this event got started, and what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, we started it last year, and our hope is to raise dollars for scholars. So last year we did charge for this event, but this year we did not charge. We just asked people to come, have a good time, but we expect them to make a donation to our AAF, to our Eta Omega AAF Foundation. And with that, we set a goal to raise $15,000 tonight. And so we're thinking we're about halfway there, and so we're hoping to raise the rest tonight.
And Letitia, talk to us about the recipients, who's going to receive the scholarships, and what do they have to do to be eligible?
Well, this is going to be for any of our graduating seniors in greater Louisville area. And basically, we will have an application process. It will be on our EAF site. And really, they just have to apply during the scholarship period.
Now, you all, we're in a very unique location, and I understand this is a building that the chapter has purchased about 2 years ago. So tell us about, everything that you can do here in this facility. I've been walking around it, and I have to admit, it's fabulous. I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very fabulous. Now, we've been in this building now about 5 years, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and within that 5 years, we have completely transformed this building. And we still have work to do, primarily on the outside of the building. But the inside of the building is primed and ready to go. We rent it out quite a bit. The community uses it for repasses and wedding receptions and what have you, birthday parties. So the building is used quite a bit.
So can you tell us about some of the different rooms that I've seen? Because I've seen like a room set up like for banquets, and it looks like you've got dancing and other small things. So tell us about that.
Sure. And really, we can transform rooms wherever, whoever the guests would like for it to be. So we have a Stoddard Auditorium, and in that room, that's where we have a lot of our formal types of events. It might be birthday parties because it's very classy, very ritzy. We also have our Eta Omega Great Hall, and in that room, that is the largest room. So that's where we're playing the games tonight. But in that room, we've held functions for the community, the government. We had just a couple of years ago, we had the mayoral debate held here, actually. So we can make it whatever. And then, as Gladys was saying, we've held it for weddings. We also had some of our youth from the community that have come in, and they use it once a month. and they basically utilize pretty much this whole room because we do have, or this whole building, because we have several rooms that are like classroom style. We also have conferences, conference rooms. So we've done it all. We've done it all. And again, this is like a community center. In fact, it's actually named after Alpha Kappa Alpha's 17th international president, who was actually here and formed our chapter in 1922. So this is the Maud Brown Porter Center for Excellence.
Well, I have to admit, you all have done a great job with this. You know, as we were started off, we were talking about the Divine Nine, and the Divine Nine today in this environment is under attack. So why is it so important that we make sure that we keep it strong and keep it relevant?
Well, primarily because, just like you said, when you look at the environment and what we're going through right now, our children are going to lose more and more resources. And so what we're trying to do is raise more money, as much money as we can, to help our own. Because if we don't help our own, nobody else is going to. So it's imperative that we come together, not just Alpha Kappa Alpha, but the whole D9, and pool our resources, because there's strength in numbers, as we well know. So if we come together, then we can survive the storm that we're going through right now. And so that's our goal, you know.
And I will also add to Eta Omega and the Hortense B. Perry Foundation, which is one of our philanthropic arms. We are really reaching out to some of our community partners. So we have engaged like the National Council of Negro Women, Louisville Urban League, the NAACP. So we're like really trying to join forces, not only within the D9, but really with those major community partners out there in our community, because it is strength in numbers, and we really know that we have to protect our own. We also want to make sure that, again, what we're here for today, that we don't stop the progress of our young people, that they continue to get educated and continue to soar in excellence.
So if people want to figure out a way to help you all, they want to support you all, how can they get that information?
Well, they can go to our website, which is Alpha Kappa Alpha Eta Omega, and all they have to do is get to that first page and scroll down. There will be a button to click, and you can make your donation to our Educational Advancement Fund tonight.
You know, I did not realize that they owned that building, the church, and they have done some fabulous renovations. And, you know, it's more than just a community center. It's something that it just offers so much for the community.
It serves a lot. I mean, this fundraiser is it's a fun idea.
Yeah.
So you get to go and play the cards and the bid whist. Then I know you're a good player of that. I'm not. And all types of the games that could be played, and just the fellowship, and it was just a great time to raise money and everybody come together.
Yeah, and you know, of course, now with everybody recognizing the Western history, they had the boots on the ground.
Yes.
And of course, they were doing that as well. So, you know, just a lot going on. And again, our hats go off again to the AKAs for a job well done. We'll take another break, and we'll be right back.
Steve Harvey Morning Show is the best that there is. Period.
Yeah, come on, champ, don't you make me.
Oh, I can work it around. We are here as usual.
That's too much. This the one.
We right here.
You wake up and catch me from 6 to 10 on your number one station for R&B, Magic 101.3.
My name is Desiree Rose Van. People call me Reese. I am the Supplier Diversity and Procurement Assistant for the Louisville Water Company. When people ask me what my role is with the water company, I explain to them that I enter the contracts for the construction jobs and projects that's going on around the town, and I am over the supplier diversity. I'm over the small business equity program. When I interface with the public, I usually I'm explaining to them how refreshing our water is at the water company and how much work goes into keeping the water clean. To work for the company that produces the best water in the world makes me feel very proud. and I represent it very well. To be engaged with the Small Business Equity Program, you just have to go to Eventbrite first and register for a workshop if you have any questions or if you want a one-on-one meeting. But it's directed towards small businesses around the town that's mostly women-owned, minority-owned, and deal with construction. I'll tell people like myself, people of color, that are interested in working for the Louisville Water Company, that it's a great place to work. It's diverse. We got great benefits. There is so many different opportunities. Longevity. Most people's been here for years.
So I'm smiling because I'm at this place that has all the selection of wines. They're so well curated, but there's a story behind this. And I want to introduce you to Miss Cheryl Woods of Whining Widow. Cheryl, welcome to Urban Lifestylez.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You know, I don't know a whole lot about you. I just call you the Whining Widow with the fabulous wines. But share a little bit about how you came to have this company and these curation of wines and what started the journey into where you are now.
Okay. So what started the wines? I lived in Florida for 15 years and my boys was convincing me to move back here to Louisville. So the deal was that we would start a business, and I always wanted to go into the business of spirits, but I didn't want to do bourbon because of course Kentucky is like saturated with that, and I didn't want to dive in with the big dogs. So I always had that love for wine. So after doing research, this is what we came up with our brand of wine. And then the name, I wanted to do something that was dedicated to my husband. So that's where the name Whining Widows come from.
So tell me about how you decided on the types of wines and so forth like that then.
So these are our first two wines. We had a red and a white that came out, and we were working with a winery here in Kentucky. So when these two released, I mean, we just like blew it out of the water. So when we wanted to expand and go to the next ones that I was creating, they was not able to keep up with our production. So therefore, I partnership with a winery out in Texas, which I love my team out there. So with my visions of the more wines that I was already doing, so we created these. So yes. So we are so excited because we have a new one that's coming out, and we're going to release that one on October the 17th.
Okay. Now, I know that you have an event coming up in regards to your wine selection. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So the event that's coming up, it is this wine right here. So this is Hollywood. And Denise, if you notice, like on the back of the bottles, this was my boys' idea. So they put my pictures on the back of each one of our bottles. But this particular bottle, it has me and their dad. So this wine is called Hollywood, and his nickname was Hollywood when he was in the military. So this wine is named after him. So with that being said, I had to go all out. I had to go all out, girl. So I had the grapes flown in from Spain, and I worked on this particular wine 7 to 8 months. So after working on it, completed the wine, I partnership with a bourbon company here in Kentucky. They had an aged bourbon for 5.5 years. So they dumped that for bottling, and we immediately shipped the barrels out to my winery. So we let the wine sit for like 10 months. So this is how we created this bourbon Tempranillo, which is 18 proof alcohol by volume.
I've never heard of that, but I'm not a wine connoisseur or anything. Yes. So are you debuting this at this event? Tell me about the event, the date, the time, where, and all that.
Yeah, so the event is going to be at Evergreen Liquors. It's going to be from 4 to 7 p.m., and it's at the Evergreen Liquors on Shelbyville Road, at Shelbyville Road and Evergreen Road. From 4 to 7 p.m.
And if anyone happens to miss that and they don't want to, how else can they get in contact with you and learn about the different selections of wine you have and, of course, this debut?
Yes. So anytime you want to pick up wine, please go to Evergreen Liquors. I'm also located at 11 more stores outside of Evergreen Liquors here in the Louisville area, and soon to be in Kroger stores. I know, yes. I'm so excited about that. So we have been working so hard, my boys and I. Not only do we own the brand ourselves, but we also own Widow's Vino Distribution. So we have a liquor distribution company under our family name as well. So if you missed this event, Hollywood at the current time is exclusive at Evergreen. So you would have to go out to Evergreen Liquors to get the Hollywood wine.
And real quick, do you have a on-site information point, like they can go online to get?
Yes, the website is www.winingwidows.com is the website, and I'm also on Facebook at Wines by Wining Widows, and that one is always like updated with all the liquor stores. When I'm out in the community doing wine tastings, I go to a lot of the liquor stores here to do the tasting, so that's always the best way to track us down.
Cheryl Woods, thank you so much. And stay tuned, because we'll be back with more.
It's gonna be the morning ride. Let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Bill's #1 for hip-hop.
Early in the morning.
96.
So this one I did because when I ride my bike, I enjoy it, but sometimes it gets a bit uncomfortable at first. So this segment is going to talk about bike riding, how you can stay comfortable and a good fit. So let's just take a look. So it's time for another informative segment because I am at Middle of Town Cycling. I'm here with Nira. Nira, welcome back again.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You know, I enjoy riding my bike. I have to say, if I'm trying to get some of my miles increased, sometimes I get a bit uncomfortable. I don't know if it's the shorts, I don't know if it's the type of seating. So I want to talk about that today because it could be some other people out there and what that means and how that goes for a better fitting.
Yes, and I think a lot of it, is human anatomy. We're all different. We're all different body shapes. We're also riding different kind of bikes that put us in a different geometry. So sometimes you're riding a cruiser bike that is more upright. Sometimes you're riding a bike that's faster and you have more leaned into the bike. And so that kind of boils down to the fit of the bike, as we call it. For the most part, I always recommend customers to try the seat that comes on the bike, kind of get used to it. And that particular position can be changed depending on making it go forward or making it tilt down or tilt up. But then sometimes just based on your sit bones and how you're riding the bike, you may want to consider different kind of bikes. They make, different kind of seats, They may make something with a shorter nose. They may make something with wider sit bones. They may make something that's ventilated or relieves pressure. So again, it all just boils down to where you're riding, how you're riding, what kind of bike and position you're riding in, and how we can address the fit. So we offer fit services, so we will fit you to your bike and make you, comfortable. A lot of it also has to do with the seat position, how far high or low you are on your bike seat. So like I said, we offer fit services. Another thing that we offer are these shorts. I know a lot of people kind of cringe upon this idea of wearing shorts that already have like a padded lining in there. Some linings, some padding is more thinner, some are a little bit more padded. Again, these are things that you ride with your saddle that you have or a seat that you have that will make your ride more comfortable. And yeah, if people have an issue riding X amount of miles, or they're just uncomfortable after 10 miles or 15 miles, we recommend coming in here and getting the seat looked at.
Now, for me, I'm just looking. It could be other people. I saw this and I thought this was going to be my answer, but I found out it was not going to be my answer. But is this for? Does it depend on what style of bike specifically, or does it have to do with your age? I know, because for me it was like I didn't have the right height. That made a difference. Like you said, the way you're sitting, but these just are so hard, and this is like cushiony.
Yes, and so again, something like this you want to pick if you're riding more upright, because the weight is going to be more in the back, whereas something like this you are going to be a little bit leaned in, so you're not quite sitting here. And so that's really not the place you want to concentrate on. And then this, along with a short that has padding, helps a little bit more and makes it more comfortable. A lot of clients I've seen also put like a seat cover over this. So it works for a lot of people if they're sitting upright and they're not really moving. Whereas if you put something like that on a seat like this, there's actually more friction than you need it to be because it's constantly moving around. So again, a lot of it depends, on your body anatomy, the way you're riding, which that's why if you see a lot of seat manufacturers or saddle manufacturers, they'll always give you comfort guarantee. So you can buy a saddle, and then if you can use it for say 30 or 60 days, depending on what kind of comfort guarantee that the vendor provides, and then you can change it out if it doesn't work for you. So that's another good thing about seats and saddles. It's so personal that it's just a best idea to come see us. We can either recommend what to get, what not to get, what to try, and we can also do a bike fit for you.
I understand why you're uncomfortable. I didn't realize that you were putting on that much clothing when you were getting ready to ride your bike.
Yeah, I didn't, but I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so I called myself. See, that's what happens. Information is power.
Sure.
I didn't have the right kind of power because I didn't have the right kind of information.
And I was right there, and all you had to do was ask. But that's
But I probably did, and that's why I was off track.
That is not true. Well, you know what? Something else big that's coming up, and that is November 22nd, and that is Destination Smooth Jazz 6.
Yes.
We've got another great show at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. We're bringing in Adrian Crutchfield and Dee Brown, two phenomenal artists. What do you have to say?
Yeah, there have been people that come up to me and say they know about Adrian Crutchfield, and they know that he was one of the last sax players for Prince.
Right.
And he's been with a lot of other different artists over time that he has collaborated with, and I've seen him in person, and he's fire.
Yeah.
He's
And Dee Brown is no slouch
Yes.
on the guitar, and he has been playing forever. If you can think of anybody in the jazz world, he's probably already collaborated with them. So you know what? I think that's our show.
Ooh, and that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyles. And remember to go to Eventbrite or Better Days Records for your tickets. November 22nd, Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And remember to take the shot.